welcome back to our Friday videos. Thanks for joining us today. We are making slime. I know your kids are always asking to make slime. When's the next time we can make slime? So today we're going to show you some really easy recipes to make slime. So we have two different recipes today. We have a contact solution recipe as well as a liquid starch recipe for slime. Some of these things you may have at home, like baking soda, liquid starch, contact solution, glue, paint, things like that. We want to make it super easy for you guys to be able to make these recipes together. So for these particular recipes, they are recommended for children over the age of 3. Some of the materials are not recommended for children to play with under 3 because some of them could be ingested and not necessarily safe for the mouth. So we want to make sure that when we are making these recipes that we do so with adult helping us making them, adult supervision, as well as making sure that we're washing our hands after play and watching our children while they're playing with it to make sure that nothing goes into their mouths. But the cool thing about these recipes is it provides a really awesome sensory experience for your kids to be able to have a physical output for their energy and be able to work and make these things, as well as learning some really cool new words like stretchy and slimy, and to learn a little bit about chemistry, about how when you mix things like glue and water and contact solution, it makes a really cool slime. So it's a really great opportunity to learn a little bit together and to have a lot of fun. All right, so for our first recipe, we are going to be doing a contact solution slime recipe. So for this particular recipe, we are going to need a bottle of glue. It could be Elmer's, it could be Crazy Art, you know, any kind of glue in the small bottle. And then you're also going to need baking soda and contact solution. And the contact solution can be any kind as long as it contains the ingredient boric acid to be able to activate the slime. As well as that, you're going to need water and some measuring cups, as well as a whisk, a bowl, and some measuring spoons. So with this recipe, with the contact solution, we want to make sure that we have our hands clean and washed because this particular recipe is not safe for exposure to the mouth. So we want to make sure our hands are clean to make sure no fingers go into the mouth when we're making this recipe. All right, let's get started. So first we're gonna take 1 bottle of Elmer's glue, or Crazy Art in our case. I'm gonna go ahead and empty the whole bottle. Give it a good shake to make sure it's all out. Okay. And then the next ingredient is going to be baking soda. So we're going to add a ½ teaspoon of baking soda. And then we're going to use our whisk and we're going to mix it thoroughly together to make sure that the baking soda is incorporated into the glue. The next ingredient we're going to add is 1 tablespoon or more of water. So here, if you want to add more water, you can add up to a ½ cup to make the slime stretchier. So we have just a bowl of water. We're going to add 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons. See if it gets nice and stretchy. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Make sure that it's nicely incorporated into the glue. So at this point, if you would like to add in any glitter or food coloring to dye your slime, you can do so at this point before we add the contact solution. So I'm going to add just some regular blue glitter because glitter makes everything better. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stir that in. Mix that in. Ooh, it's looking pretty. All right, and then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the contact solution. So this is the activator to turn our glue into slime. So we are going to take our contact solution and we're going to add 1 1/2 tablespoon. So this is 1 tablespoon, 1, and then 1/2 tablespoon. All right, let's give that a good stir. If you can see, it is already turning into sticky. It's already mixing together and turning into our slime. We're gonna make sure all the glitter and everything is all mixed up in there. And then we're gonna get in there with our hands. Let your kids have fun and use their hands and kind of knead and knead and knead until it begins to harden. All right, and have fun with this kneading because it works really awesome to increase those fine motor skills. All right, so now as you can see, our slime has formed into a beautiful glitter. Now let's see if we can get it to stretch. Whoa, look at that. That's so fun. Kids are gonna really have a good time stretching this and playing with it. And it's not super messy. This particular slime is sticky, but it isn't so sticky that our hands don't stay clean when we're playing with it. But again, make sure that after we get through playing with it, that we wash our hands and make sure that when kids are playing with it, that we do have adult supervision. For this recipe, we are going to be showing you how to make a liquid starch slime. So for this recipe, we are going to need a bowl for mixing, whisk or a spoon, and we're also going to need some glue. It could be Elmer's, any kind of glue, some liquid starch. This particular kind is called Stay Flow. You should be able to find it at Walmart, Food Lion, the grocery stores, and then some paint. If you watched last week's episode where we made homemade paint, you can certainly use that for your paint to add color to the mixture. So let's get started with this recipe. So for our first ingredient, we're going to add 1 cup of glue to our bowl. We use our spoon to scrape out all the glue. And then we are going to add 1/2 cup of warm water to the glue and stir. Make sure that it gets all nice and mixed in and you don't feel any glue on the bottom, so it's nice and stirred with the water. Great, that looks good. So at this time we're gonna add our color. So we're gonna squirt in a couple drops of paint. So if you wanted to make the slime in different colors, you could certainly add this to individual bowls, and then you could add your drops of paint, different colors, to each bowl to make them different. So we're gonna give that a whisk and stir in. Oh, that's a pretty blue color. Make sure that's all incorporated. Looks good. So now we're gonna add our activator, which is our liquid starch. So we're going to add 1/2 cup of the Stay Flow liquid starch. So we're going to slowly add it a little bit at a time. We're gonna add a little bit and stir to make sure that it mixes in well. As you can see, it's already starting to form. Gonna add in a little bit more and stir. You can add a little bit at a time. This is the opportunity to talk to your kids about what do you think would happen if we added it all, or if we added it slowly. Why do you think we have to add it slowly? And just kind of use that time to talk about why they think it should be done that way. Oh, as we can see, it is already starting to form nicely. Let's make sure that's stirred in good. And then we'll go ahead and add a little bit more and stir. So we don't want to add it too fast, so we can't stir it good. Looks like it's almost ready. Let's go ahead and add the last little bit of starch. We want to constantly stir to make sure it's mixed in well. Kneading it, we'll add air and we'll mix it in together and we'll make it harden and we'll thicken. All right, now that we've kneaded it, we can see that the consistency of the slime has changed. And this slime is definitely more liquidy than the previous slime, but look at that stretch. This is such a cool slime to be able to manipulate and kind of move around and stretch and kind of watch it. It's a little more sticky than the other slime. So definitely use this opportunity to talk about those words like stretchy and slimy and sticky. But as we can see, it still is coming off of my hands once I use the slime to pull it off. But if you're worried about it getting on clothes, just make sure that when making these slime recipes that you are using clothes that you aren't afraid to get dirty or messy. Thanks guys for watching the videos. We hope that you really enjoyed the recipes that we showed you for today. Any of the slimes that we made today, if you want to store them in a plastic baggie or in a Tupperware dish, you can do that so that you can use it over and over again. If you do enjoy our videos, please be sure to give us a like and a share on the Facebook post, and then the recipes that we've made for today will be linked to the video and on our website for you guys to look over and to do. We hope you enjoyed and had fun, and we miss you guys and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.